Hello, relatives. My name is Kahontakwas, and I'm from Six Nations in the Grand River Territory. I'm Mohawk, and I'm Turtle Clan. And tonight, Kathy Mines and Reach Yoga has given us the opportunity to share some wisdom teachings and to share some dreams and some thoughts about the way forward and some of the challenges that we're facing right now. But before we get into messages and before we get into some of the things we need for preparation, I really want to offer some words to Sangwe Disong, our creator. And those words are important because, as you're going to hear in the message later on, those words are not human designed words. They are not pieces of poetry that people have pulled together. The words in the Thanksgiving address are, words that the Creator gave us at a time when we were in chaos as Ongwehongwe people, and forgetting to be thankful, forgetting to be the individuals that the Creator made to bring continuance of life to His creation. And our ego was overcoming us. And so the Creator gave us these beautiful words to bring our minds together, to help us to join together spiritually for the work that lies ahead, and for meeting the challenges together without fear. So I'm going to offer a version of those words. It's more of an invocation, because when our faith keepers, our male faith keepers, stand in the longhouse to offer these words, what they typically will do is sing the Thanksgiving address, and it will take a good 45 minutes, sometimes an hour, to be able to get through all the parts of it. So I'm going to give you an abbreviated version of it just to make that sacred connection to the Creator, bring our minds together, and help us to understand the messages that are going to be shared. So whatever faith tradition that you have, some of you are engaged in meditation, whatever feels good to you to make a sacred connection, please do that, and do it in your own way, in your own faith tradition, in your own language. And I'm going to offer on behalf of all of us here tonight. Nyawa Sangwe Disong Kanalungwa Skana Kahontakwas Yumyats. So grateful to you, Sangwe Disong, for the sacred breath of life this day, for waking up this day without pain, for waking up this day and embracing the rising sun and embracing Mother Earth. We thank you this day, Sangwe Disong, for the sacred breath of life, that we have the opportunity to sit together in the spirit of peace and share sacred things that are going to strengthen us. Today, Sangwe Disong, we think about the people of the world, those who are ill, sick, suffering, those in places where there's not enough food and water and medicines. We ask you, Sangwe Disong, to watch over all of our human beings, all of our family in the great diversity of life, for you have placed them on the earth to fulfill something so powerful and so special for you in each of them. So we ask for deep care for their spirits this day. We look around us and we see our Mother the Earth, and how powerful and beautiful as she is, and how she was created out of a vision that the Creator had for a paradise here that would mirror the spirit world. We give thanks this day for the sacred waters upon the earth that are life-giving waters. We give thanks for the salt waters, the fresh waters, the rain waters that we are now experiencing in this springtime, that heal the land, the air, and the water. We give thanks for the birth waters, for the continuance of life. We give thanks this day for the mineral life that is underneath our feet, where all of those minerals have special meaning and a special job to do on behalf of the Creator. We give thanks for the oldest form of life upon the earth, that is the plant life, the one that we turn to, and especially turn to in these times of great physical challenges to the human family. We honor in our area the maple tree, who is giving special waters to cleanse the body in the springtime, but also to bring the sweetness of life. We honor the strawberry plant that will be the first medicine plant that will come up in June. For all parts of that strawberry are medicines that are used. We give thanks and honor to all of the shrubs, the three sisters, the corn, beans, and the squash, and for all those plants that nourish us. We are so grateful, Samwe Disong, for the beauty of all of the plant world and the medicines and the standing trees that offer medicines at this time of life. This day, Samwe Disong, we give thanks and honor to all of the animal life that is upon the earth, for they are great teachers to us, and they are great sustainers of life for us, and we are grateful to them and respectful of them. We give thanks to all the living beings that are in the waters upon the earth, and all the flyers that are upon the earth. We honor and give thanks to you. We see that there are 4 winds, and especially tomorrow in our region, there will be heavy winds that are cleansing the earth. We give thanks to those 4 grandfather winds. And to the thunder beings that will join us this evening, we are always honored when they come, because they represent the voice of the Creator, and they bring sacred waters that are renewals for land, for air, and for water. We see that above the earth, the Creator has seen to put in place 4 sacred beings that watch over the human family. And they have done a superb job throughout the course of humanity to bring us visions, dreams, healing, and teaching, and watch over us as we forget to be thankful in the natural laws of the earth. They watch over us to remind us of the great spiritual laws that are universal for all people. We give thanks and honor to all the star beings who represent our ancestors, to the Grandmother Moon, who gives such beautiful medicine. So she performs this work on behalf of the Creator to bring continuous life through fertility. We honor the Grandmother Moon, Sky Woman, who is the mother of all. We give thanks and honor to our brother the sun, whose light brings life to the world, for all things that we have here are made of sunlight. And to the great formation of stars called the Milky Way that join the natural world to the place of peace. We know that one day our spirits will leave the physical bodies that we have been blessed with, and that our spirits will walk over that bridge to that place of peace where the ancestors are dwelling, where their fires are burning. They understand what it is to be human, to face the challenges that human beings face in our lifetimes through the centuries. They continue to pray for us. They continue to help us to be strong. They bring us dreams and visions and guidance. And around the great council fire of the Creator sit the great ones, the great healers, teachers, leaders, speakers, the great spirit beings that have helped to create Creator's creation here. They have continued the work of creation from the very beginning of time. And we thank them for being those high-level beings that continue to support us and guide us in this lifetime. And to you, Samwe Disong, we are humbling ourselves as simple human beings as we stand on your altar, and we give thanks to you for life. And we give thanks to you for the great teaching that is now sweeping the face of Mother Earth. Thank you, Samwe Disong, for the great love you have for us, for your compassion and for your grace. And to all of the people who are listening here this evening, and to all those who will hear this message, we ask Samwe Disong to wrap your arms around all of us and our families and our communities, our people, our nations, and hold us in that great spirit of love. Nyawa Samwe Disong. Nyawa. Miigwech to all of you who are listening. And I want to ask Jackie now if she'll sing for us and help us to make that our own sacred connection to the Creator through song. Nyawa.
Oh, hey, oh, hey.
Really beautiful. Thank you, Jackie. I'm going to turn it over now to our host, and that's Kathy Mines. Yeah.
Wow, thank you. Thank you for the song. And Diane, thank you for the prayer. Thank you for the Thanksgiving address. And welcome, everybody. Oh my gosh. Because you know already I'm crying. That's my thing. First, of course, Diane, we've talked about this already, the complicated ways of asking an elder to speak when we're online. Because I asked, how do you pass tobacco to an elder when you're asking questions on the phone? So I want you to know our community has tobacco for you. And as you told me, I can send it over the balcony after, right? Okay. So I will introduce, first I'll introduce Jackie Ryan. So I see this was such a pleasant surprise having the blessing of Diane come to speak to us, and it looks like the whole council from Soul of the Mother has come on tonight. So a wonderful surprise. And Jackie, who sang for us, many of you that come to Soul of the Mother, I see you online. There's so many of you. I can't even keep up. I'm so grateful for that. But you will have heard Jackie's songs over the years supporting us. And she's always such a beautiful sister to me. And I just thank you so much for coming on tonight and singing and being here. And just thank you so much. And I, Cindy, I can't see you, Cindy White. I know I saw your name go by, and I'm pretty sure you're on here. Also a great teacher to me. As many of you know, as I speak of all these lessons I get in the class. So I thank you for being on here. Frank, I saw you, you're here. So also thank you. Grandfather Frank leads the men's group. So many of you have had the blessing to be in his men's group and hear him speak and share so much with us. Vivi, I know you're here, and thank you so much. So those of you again that come to Soul of the Mother, it's the blessing of Vivi that we are all able to gather there. She creates that space for us. So thank you so much. I see we have a couple of our American relatives on here too, Donna and Sunny. I see you're both there, and I don't know if there's any more, but sisters, oh my gosh, I'm so happy you're here. Thank you for everything that you bring to us. Diane, Kahontakwas, I think if I share the smallest piece of wisdom to all of you before we move forward, it is find a teacher. My gosh, find a teacher with a clean mind, a clear heart, that takes you under her wing. And oh my gosh, Diane, I told you I was going to cry. And thank you so much. Diane's credentials and her, oh my gosh, successes in this beautiful way that she has taught us and cares for this earth are so so lengthy. I will share with you some links later to have more details, including some of her talks. So you can go ahead and mute yourselves, anybody that is popping on. But Diane, thank you for being that teacher for me. And this last couple of weeks, I've had a really hard time of how to maintain the connections with my community, maintain my own health and mind. And I thank you so much for just standing and every day making sure that my mind is clear. Part of what happened between our conversations, I just finally said to Diane about all that's going on, did we really need to be humbled like this so that we could be humble for one another? And from that question came her open heart to come and speak to us tonight. So please share. I'm so happy. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Kathy. I want to say a special welcome to the 47 folks that are on the line here, and hoping that we'll have a chance for questions. I'm not going to take a whole lot of time to share the message, but I do want to tell you that the message is going to come in 4 parts. So the first part being what is the message. The second part is preparation. The third part is living in hope, not fear. And the last part, I think, just to seed your imagination is to be a question in and around what are we learning from this experience. So the first part being the message. So I want to go back to the 1970s because that's when I first, as I was leaving high school and moving into my first year of university, really had an opportunity for the very first time to spend a whole summer with elders in ceremonies, in workshops, and in teachings, and being on the land with them. And one of the things that I learned from that experience is this, that the code of life is written on the land. And so if there's something that you're going to take from tonight's teaching, please take that piece, that the code of life is written on the land. In the 1970s, those elders were generous with their time and with their teachings right across the country in Canada. And gatherings were held especially for young people, to inspire young people to hold on to culture and to hold on to language. And those elders' messages, no matter which nation of people that they came from, were always consistent. And they said, return to the land. Live simply. And they meant with less materialism, less goods. Keep the ceremonies going. Support your life from the land, meaning learn how to garden, learn how to hunt, learn how to fish, learn where the medicines are in your homeland. And most of all, develop a relationship with the land, with the waters, with the air, with the plant life, the animal life. Develop your own relationship with them. The elders talked about natural laws. And most recently, the elders have talked about the natural laws being broken on Mother Earth. You can see the brokenness of it through the pollution that we have, through the burning of the soil by the chemicals from Monsanto, from the pollution of the waters, those great seas of plastic that are floating in all the waters on Mother Earth now and are in fact in the ice in the Arctic. You can see how there are fires that are moving across the face of Mother Earth now, and how now the air is now polluted with the sicknesses. So the natural laws talk to us, and they talk to us about all animals being sacred, all plants being sacred, that they all have a spirit, that there's a language of spirit that human beings need to learn in order to be able to communicate with the plants and with the animals. That language of spirit is in fact a language where you can communicate with all life beings, with the birds and the living beings in the waters. That there are spiritual protocols to follow. And, I address our relatives who are newcomers to this land, immigrants to this land, people who come from other places who are not Ongwehongwe people, that by proxy, when you come to this land, you have duties and responsibilities to learn from the indigenous peoples how to fall in love with creation in the same way that we have. And when you fall in love with creation, you will always defend it. What is happening to us now as human family is that we are being awakened and we're being humbled and we are being brought to our knees, because what we have done collectively, what we have done is we have broken the natural laws. And what the earth is to bear is we're no longer. We are being awakened as to our duties and responsibilities in a collective consciousness. And the only way that we can be awakened is to have everything that we know taken away from us. So one of the things that we talk about for preparation is to use the medicines on the land where you come from. Use those medicines. Use our languages to speak to the land, the air, the water, the plant life, the animal life, and to all the medicines as we gather them. Those words in our languages mean something different from what you would say in English. And so it's, as we did the Thanksgiving address, or a version of it in our opening, those words are deepened when they're offered in the language. So the language and the relationship is really important. Our ceremonies are the ones that connect us spiritually to a higher power, however you see that to be. That our ceremonies, and especially when you heard all those elements of the Thanksgiving address, create a relationship with the land and with the spirit. So, for example, when you use that Thanksgiving address and it comes from your heart and it's an honest cry for gratitude and thanksgiving to the Creator, all those beings that you name with great love and respect in that Thanksgiving address come to stand with you. That's where the power is. And so when they want that acknowledgement, they want that love from humanity, they want that respect from humanity, when you make your prayers and you offer that respect to them, they come and they stand with you. That's where the power is in healing. And so that relationship means that you need to depend on the land for your life, that you can go out there and you can talk to the plants and to the animals. You can ask them about the sickness that is affecting human beings. You can ask them for the remedies. And in doing so, what happens is that you recreate the balance that we are initially, when we were created as human family here on the earth. We're the last form of creation here on the earth. When we were created, we were given original instructions on how to be in relationship with all of those parts of those beings in the Thanksgiving address. The waters, the mineral life, the plant life, the animal life, the beings that are living in the waters, the beings that are flying in the air, the smallest microbes on the earth, they all have a function and a relationship. So I want to really address, the anxiety levels that people are feeling, the fear that people are feeling, the actions of hoarding, not sharing, just get enough for yourself and close your door to the world. We need to act in the spirit of hope, not fear. This illness will come to pass. It is not a war with this virus. We need to allow this illness to pass through. And as we allow it to pass through, I want to go back to the great fires that burned in northern Alberta in this past 2-3 years. That huge fire that leveled part of Fort McMurray, endangered a number of First Nations, and burned for months in the north. When the animals sensed that fire was coming through, they ran, they scattered. The only one that didn't run was the buffalo. Where the buffalo sensed the magnitude of that fire, and the buffalo moved sideways to allow that fire to move through. If you run, you're going to create chaos, you're going to create havoc. And so, we have to look to the animals for a lot of the teachings we need at this point in time. Move to the side. Let that sickness pass through. We know as spiritual people that we're connected to the Creator. We know how we live each day in kindness and in generosity. We know how we share. We know that we follow a spiritual path in life. And with all of those are protective elements for all of us. We should not fear anything. There was last weekend a shake tent ceremony that was held on Manitoulin Island, and some elders and ceremonial people from the Treaty 3 area up around Fort Francis, Kenora, came to Manitoulin Island. And in that high-level ceremony, the message that came from there was to continue to pray, to continue to be strong, to hang yellow tobacco ties at your doorways. And before you hang those tobacco ties, to put prayers into those ties and ask the Creator to keep your house clean, to keep you clean, and ask for that virus to pass by your home. So that was the message that came from that shake tent ceremony. So everybody can take a little bit of tobacco, and if you only have commercial tobacco and not the sacred tobacco, make your tie a little bit bigger and put it over the doorways of your home with those prayers for the virus to move past your home and your family, for the protection that you need during this time. And then the last part of my message to you is I want to challenge you in your thoughts to say, what are we learning from this experience? Because there's no doubt in my mind that there will never be normal again as what we have understood it in the past. Everything has changed. And isn't that what we prayed for? The empire is falling. It's collapsing. It is the end of a cycle. And so as we prayed for the change, now the change is here. And it's a change that is global for all parts of Mother Earth. It's a change that knows no culture, no political affiliation, no geographic location. It's a change for the consciousness of humanity. And so I want to be really careful with you to challenge you on this piece. And that is for you to keep a journal of the changes that you're witnessing, both in yourself, in your family, in your community, in your town, among your people, the changes that you are witnessing. Because as human beings, once there's a stability and no longer the numbers of COVID deaths or COVID illnesses, when we think, oh, we're relieved, we're going to go back to the way things were, I say to you, we'll never go back there. We will never go back there, and nobody should want to go back there, because we should be in this new era embracing change, looking at new ways of governing, new laws, new economies, new ways of growing our own food, new ways of sharing, and a new market economy. So in these times when you're embracing change and not everybody is as happy about the changes coming so quickly, I want to advise you that your spiritual routine becomes your anchor, your connection to that higher power, no matter how you see that higher power. And of course, for us, it would be the Creator. To rise at sunrise with the rising sun, to move within the natural movement of the earth, to give thanks at sunrise, to drink a glass of water that the sun's light has hit, and ask that that be your medicine for the day. To use all the medicines that you've been taught to use across all the spectrums, whether they're Chinese medicine, Ayurvedic medicine, indigenous medicines, and use them with prayer. Use them and ask the Creator to place His power inside those medicines for the healing and the protection of your body. Spend time on the land. Don't stay in the house all the time. Spend time on the land. Begin to develop your own relationship with the natural world. And, you know, you can pick a tree to talk to. You can pick a shrub, you know, to talk to. Soon there will be flowers out there. I'm really looking forward to that. But spend that time on the land and choose a place that is sacred to you, that you can return to give thanks. And at sunset, before bed, give thanks again and thank the Creator for life for that day. Only one day at a time. Talk every day. Make sure that you use Zoom a lot. Talk every day. Exercise every day. There's such a tendency to do email and to do text and to do Facebook and Twitter. You know, at this point in time, you need to have human contact. You need to hear the beautiful voices of your colleagues and your friends and uplift each other. In this time, that connection is going to strengthen your relationships. We're all going to go through this together, and we're going to not only fall in love with creation as a result of this challenge that is before us, but we're going to fall more deeply in love with each other. And when we do that, those relationships that we really cultivate in this time period will be everlasting and as they should be. These are hard lessons, and it's only when people have everything taken away from them that the Creator really has their full attention. This is what's happening to us as human family. Remember that the empire, as we understand it, is collapsing. Haven't we all prayed for that? For a new mind, a new way of being a human being, where there are laws of love, where there is peace, where there is sharing, where the earth is honored, and where all animal life is honored and cherished, and where all of us sharing this land together fall in love with creation and respect and honor and uphold creation. So the message that I want to share with you is that. And if there are any questions, I'm going to turn it back to Kathy now, because she's monitoring the chat line, but we can also have some live questions. And I want to thank each and every one of you for listening with such love and respect. Yahweh.
Thank you. That's beautiful. I might have the first question, but everybody, don't be shy to raise your hand. Kahontakwas, I want to ask you this as I was listening. I wonder, is this both the time for solo introspection with this change, as much as honoring our change of how much we need to fall back in love with each other as community?
I think that introspection starts with self. Healing always starts with self. And sometimes, you know, you don't know where to start. So what we do in our tradition is we'll make an offering, and you know, it can be a cloth offering, a tobacco offering, an offering of sage or sweetgrass. It can be a food offering, and in making that offering, the most important part of it is the prayer that goes along with it, asking the Creator to guide us, to give us that enlightenment, to expand our minds so that we understand where we need to start on this introspection. Because we have time now in a way that we never had before. And, time is such a gift. You can't buy it, you can't trade it. Everybody has a certain number of days that they have for walking the earth. And so these days are precious days that are given to us, that we have time for that level of introspection and prayer. And time to walk outside, time to be on the land, in the parks in Toronto, near the water, down by the waterfront, and driving down there or walking down to the water, I think is also really important. So, using our time wisely and being kind to ourselves and being good to ourselves is so important. Thank you.
I'm seeing that, so nobody seems to have a question. Nobody's raising their hand. Okay, Cassia, I see your question, and I'll address that in a moment. But Mike and Renee, we have some of our really young people on, I see here. I'm trying to find you again. The list is big, but do you want to unmute yourselves and share anything as young people that you might want to take advantage of asking a question? I know you're glad I did that, right? I've unmuted you. Have you got anything?
Hi, everyone.
Hello. Hey, Kathy.
Thank you
Hello,
so
Diane.
much.
Hello, everyone.
Yeah. Well, first of all, thank you so much for hosting this. Thank you so much to Diane. It's an honor, really, and to the presence of everyone here, really, it's beautiful. This really is a day-by-day thing. As you know, Kathy, our timeline has been completely just brought to a stop. So I'm just so grateful. I go back to gratitude constantly in every moment. Everything that I'm doing, I'm just so grateful and really just enjoying every moment. So that's, I guess, what I would like to share. Mike, did you have anything else to say?
I mean, now I've been trying to utilize this time to really focus on, develop a routine that works for me, a spiritual routine and a medicinal routine, getting all my medicines in, getting my prayers and my little rituals in.
And taking care of each other.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Thank you both. Thank you. If you can mute yourselves, that would be great. Mike and Renee are tree planting people, helpful. So, okay. How do we know the medicines are of this land or in Toronto?
So if you're looking for sage, sweetgrass, sacred tobacco, you can go to the Native Canadian Centre of Toronto at 16 Spadina Road, and they have all of those medicines available for you. So you can pick them up there, and it's right downtown Toronto.
Thank you. Thank you. There's also in the chat box, much gratitude, Diane, to you for your teaching. Also, Hazel's here. Hazel Jean is here from Washington State, just so make sure you know that, Diane.
Thank you.
Yeah, Kim was on also from the Sacred Fire Foundation, but it's her birthday, so she may have popped off now. Okay, I do have, okay. Can I ask about my dreams of 4 Earths? Is now the right time to take a dream question, Diane?
Yes, it is. Thanks.
Okay, so Cassia, can you unmute yourself and come on and ask that?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yay! Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Love you so much, everybody. This is so wonderful. And thank you so much, miigwech, big time. So the other night, maybe 3 nights ago, there was a whole dream, but the part that really stuck with me, I came outside of this house And I was on just a deck, but like a flat deck. It wasn't up on any legs or anything, but flat on the ground. And I was turned one way, and there was a river beside me, and it was a beautiful, like, summer day. So like all the bright greens and the big blue sky. And I turned, and up in the sky were 3 planet Earths all in a line together. And I said out loud, "Oh, 3 moons." And someone said, "No, those are planet Earths." And I don't know. And then I was like, "But I'm on Earth. So 4 Earths?" And then I woke up. But it was and it's the feeling of it and the image of it has stayed with me the whole time. And I've never had that kind of dream before. It was very, very crisp, very clear. And no, it's 3 Earths was very defined.
Yeah. So thank you so much for that dream, Cassia, because it's a fulfillment of a long story. And so part of what you will hear from Ongwe people is our creation story. And consistently among the nations of our people, we will always say we came from the stars. Mm-hmm. So I want to say to you that affirm that dream, that there have been 3 Earths before this one. We are, and the Hopi people say it really well in their prophecies, this is the 4th world. This is the last world. This is our last opportunity as human beings to get it right, to live with natural law and to live with spiritual law and to manifest that law in our lives. So the Earths before this one were Mars. The Earth after Mars was the grandmother moon. And the 3rd Earth was a planet, a small one circling Mother Earth that was destroyed, and it was destroyed by nuclear power. This is our 4th Earth, and it is the last. And so it's so critical that all of us get it right this time. So I really want to acknowledge the young people who spoke from Nova Scotia, Renee and her partner, because what's important to share as a message is exactly what the young people are doing, connecting in prayer, getting a spiritual discipline down every day, collecting medicines, keeping our bodies strong. So thank you again and always to the young people. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Cassia.
Thank you, Diane.
So I see, Donna, it looks like you've raised your hand. Donna, do you have a question? And if you do, please unmute yourself and hop on. That might have just been a little glitch. Mm-hmm. Oh, are you there, Donna? Okay, that's okay. It might have been a little glitch there. Oh, good. Kim's still here. Happy birthday. Anybody else? Take advantage. Okay. Does Diane have a special message or teaching for the little ones, for the smaller children?
Mm-hmm.
That's from Leanne. Thank you.
Thank you. You know, in my life, I've been a Sundancer for over 20 years, and in those Sundance ceremonies, they were high-level ceremonies of 4 days of fasting, no food, no water. I've been in warrior dances where you dance all night from sunset to sunrise, no food, no water. And also ghost dances. We danced outside. And those were also fasting lodges, no food, no water. In all of those ceremonies, I always went in with one purpose and one purpose only. And that was to dance for the children, dance for the young people, that they would never have the life that I had, that they would embrace the sacredness of life, that they would have beautiful teachers, that they would contribute to Mother Earth with the gifts that they were born with, that they would be healed, they would be protected, and above all, that they would be loved and cherished. So, you know, when I think about the children that we have now and the special message for them, it is that they are much loved and prayed for in every ceremony, in every offering, in every prayer that we offer. Thank you.
Thank you, Diane. Thank you for that question, Leanne. Anybody else? Do we have anyone else with a question? Diane, would you like to call upon anybody for anything that you can? I don't know if you can see who's online.
I can't really see who's online. There were 51 participants at one point. Now it's 47. So we're probably, let's see, almost an hour. So that's usually the time limit for people's attention and ability to you know, connect in. But you know what I really want to do is thank everybody for their time and for these discussions. We really hope to have them every week and share different topics, share different issues, you know, that we're going through, and just hearing loving voices, hearing people who are mutually supportive, hearing people, you know, and what you're going through that you might want to share. So, you know, it's not just about the message and the questions about the message, but it's about your dreams. It's about your fears. It's about the things that you feel you need guidance with. So we're going to be doing this every week, and we'll have, you know, different speakers on as well. So we really encourage you to take this as part of your self-care. And as Cindy White likes to call it, radical self-care.
This is beautiful. Thank you. I see Sunny is also sending a message here. As I honor my name, Earth Mother shows her heart. I would like to ask everyone, walk softly upon Mother Earth. Earth's back, Mother Earth's back, and respect her. Replant, rejuvenate, replenish, and respect. So thank you for that message. Oh my gosh, Diane, thank you so much for your time and for creating this wisdom call. It was you that said, we're doing this. And I have gratitude to the calls to come. Also, all the members of the council have offered to come and speak to all of us and share wisdom. So stay tuned for those announcements and how that's to come. For now, we'll keep it Thursday nights at 6:30. So much gratitude to you for your wisdom tonight, Diane. I love you so much. And it's an absolute joy to be your student. Thank you. I'll text you later.
Thank you. Thanks, everybody. Be well.
Thank you. Good night, everybody. Thank you all so much for coming. I'm going to end the
Thank you.
Thanks. Good night, everybody. Much love. Take care of yourselves.
Thank you.
Thank you. Love you.
Love you.
Bye,
Thank
Sunny. Love you all so much.
Love you. Love you.
Love you, love you, love you.
Thank you.
Love you.
Aw,
Miigwech, Diane. It's good.
big hugs.
Miigwech. Yeah.
I don't want to hang up.
I know I'm letting it go. Good night. Sweet
Love you,
dreams,
everyone.
everyone.
Aw.
Thank you.